Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky.
Good morning.
I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky.
You are too.
We've been talking about water skiing in our past couple
My pants are still moist.
podcasts. I know I've gone through so many bathing suits. I feel like I'm constantly wet.
Hello.
And I like to wear makeup, and for
Me
some
too.
reason, when you're in the lake, it doesn't feel
Look at
like,
my raccoon eyes.
right? All of a sudden, your mascara's everywhere. So I've been.
You've got raccoon eyes.
Oh, is that the words?
No, it's hungry eyes, I think. Or Betty Davis eyes.
I had no idea what song you were
I
singing.
didn't either. It's out of my range.
Yeah, because those are two entirely different songs. We just want to wrap up because we have really realized so many nuggets of mindset that has really helped us dive into this. Just to recap, I haven't skied in probably a year, at least a year.
Probably a year and a half.
And our boat hasn't even been out on the water in that long time.
No, we've been traveling, we've speaking, coaching,
building our business. We've been doing other things.
hiring interns.
Right? And so all of a sudden this past week, I saw that there was a water ski competition here in Florida, and they had an adaptive division, and I decided,
Why not?
I'm going to jump in.
Sounds fun.
Turns out it's the national championship.
Yep. Selection committee for Team USA is going to be there.
And we have hit so many challenges in just the last few days in preparing for this, which is literally in 2 weeks. So I've got 2 weeks to prepare for it. However, it's fun. It is fun.
It has been
exciting. And I want to
exciting.
say one thing. If you are playing in life, then nothing seems like work. If it is play, you will absorb it more. Your mind will automatically start thinking of things. If you can make whatever you are doing in life, if you can make it play and fun,
It ignites your spirit, is what it does.
it will light you up inside.
Because you get to wake up and feel like you're going to play the next day.
Yes.
Like this is kind of like that whole getting in tune with yourself. And what are the things that inspire me? What are the things that light me up? What are the things that get me going?
Which is the reason that I was looking for something on the internet last Wednesday to begin with, is because I was starting to feel like, oh my gosh, I am working, and I'm lighting the candle at both ends, and I'm feeling a little burnout. I need something to motivate and inspire me. And as we mentioned in 2 podcasts ago, challenge yourself with a competition. It has always been my avenue to do that.
And this is an active way of engaging yourself and like staying in that flow and that energy state instead of I'm burning the candle at both ends. So you found that fun that is an energy amplifier that bleeds energy over into the other things that you're doing.
Now, here is another thing that I have learned is that many times in life, we want results now.
What do we want? I don't know. When do I want it? I want it now.
Yes.
But I want results, and I want them now. I want my cake,
results
and I want to
now.
eat it too.
So it is very, very important to remember to have a growth mindset, and that it
Yes.
is okay to give yourself a longer runway, which is the example you used before we started.
So that's one of those things, like when especially when you're starting anything new, is you want to know, like a baby walking doesn't get up and walk on the first try. Like, so there's going to be this learning curve. And then you're going to hit these plateaus. We kind of talked about the plateaus, just even in life. We talk about hitting those plateaus, and sometimes we feel like we keep bumping our head on the ceiling. And that's when it's like, okay, well, let's reach back out to our coach, or maybe it's time to shift to a different coach. But we want to make sure we give ourselves that long runway, especially when we find something that we're passionate about, or we have something that's a big, meaningful goal for ourselves. And it's very crucial that we give ourselves that long runway, because
and almost the grace
so big,
to
yes.
And I don't ever like to call it failing, but the grace to show up and not be the best.
Yes, because failure is just feedback. Like it's part of the equation of success.
There is no failure. There's only feedback.
The biggest part of the equation for success is that resilience and that determination to keep showing up, to keep going at it, that grit to say, this means something to me and I'm never going to stop. Like the person that never stops, that refuses to give up,
will eventually
is the
win.
person that doesn't lose.
That is true. I will never lose because I won't ever declare that I've lost.
Yeah, I will keep going until I win. And that's the beauty of it. But the thing is, it's giving yourself that long runway and saying, okay, I just realized another area where I can improve.
Yes.
And that's perfect. Like that just says I am growing and I'm getting better.
So I think playing, so keeping it fun, make sure that it's play. That's number one tip. Number two is to give yourself a long runway. I'm going to word it like that. Give yourself room to grow.
And that doesn't mean don't push yourself. Like one of the things that we've learned together is that and one of our coaches said it to us, that we're all like wheelbarrows. Well, a human being will only go as far as they're pushed. So having a coach that says, hey, give me one more rep. Hey, go through the ski course one more time.
That was in last podcast though.
Yeah. But so just in these topics though, like make it fun, give yourself a long runway.
Give yourself a long runway.
Don't negate what we've talked about before. Like you still want to push yourself to that next level. You still want to keep going.
And along those lines, I don't want to contradict what you just said, but I want to say, give yourself time to recover.
Oh, yes.
Rest
so big.
and recover.
Yeah. That's the soup. That's the recipe.
This is the formula. Over the last 3 podcasts, we have given you the formula.
I think it's beautiful because and this goes back to so many things that we've done and so many things that I just refused to do over the years because I was like, I don't need rest. I'll get plenty of sleep when I die.
Right.
I was like a workaholic.
I feel like I've heard that saying probably like 5 times just in the last 2 weeks.
And that was kind of like my MO. Like I used to say, I want to work all day. Like I would work from 6:30 in the morning until 7 o'clock at night. And then I would come home, we would eat, watch TV, go out maybe, and then go to bed. And I would at midnight get up and do it again, and that will burn you out. But that was like, I just wanted to get things done and do. And it was like, I didn't give myself the time to rest and recover. And I spent a lot of the time on the weekends kind of like passively resting and recovering, but it was more escaping the life that I was living, which is really weird. But I wasn't really getting anywhere in the life of work. So giving yourself that rest and recovery when you're living lucky and living that passionate life where you're moving towards is beautiful, because then your brain says, hey, I get to kind of play with everything I just learned, and I get to just enjoy this. And not only
your subconscious mind will start coming up with answers to
that's so big
problems and different solutions that we never had a chance to realize in the moment.
Walk away from the puzzle.
Yeah. So if you walk away from the puzzle and all of a sudden you come back, you're like, oh, here's 3 pieces that I didn't see earlier. Why didn't I see them?
If they were a snake, they would have bit me.
Right? It's like, so it gives yourself a chance to absorb it and really unconsciously learn it.
Yeah, it takes it from almost like an intellectual knowing and the physical doing to like the embodiment of being it.
Yes.
And it's incredible.
Okay, so if you're getting outside your comfort zone, make it fun, make it play. That is always a great tip. We learn better when we're playing. We learn better and we're more resilient, more persistent. We
last longer.
We last longer. Yeah. Just think about sex. If you make it play, you'll last longer.
Right. If you're playing with yourself, you last longer.
Maybe that's the opposite of that one.
No, because if you're playing with yourself, you last longer.
And then number 2, give yourself a long runway. Give yourself room to grow. Give yourself permission to fail. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. Give yourself permission.
Room to grow.
To just try something new. We can't always be the best right off.
Right.
And then step 3 is rest and recover. Rest and recover is so important. And I'm like Jason, I feel like if we have a lot of ambition inside us, sometimes the rest and recovery, we tend to
guilt ourselves out of it.
And I'm telling you, every time in my life, if I just be still
and allow it.
It
comes to you.
It will come to you.
It's almost allowing it to
instead
meet
of
you.
having that desperate energy, like, oh my God, I got to do this. I got to learn this. I got to be this. I got to
attain
I
it.
got to, make money. I got to do this. Instead of having that energy.
Instead of chasing all the time,
saying,
you
know
allow
what?
it to come to you.
Yeah, let's just sleep.
Let's rest and recover.
Let's just rest and recover and
there's
recharge.
There's the action, the runway, and then the rest and recover. So it's allowing, you're putting the energy in.
Yes.
You're giving yourself takeoff room, the fun energy,
the playful energy.
You're giving yourself a long way to take off. And then just like when an airplane gets in the air, it uses less fuel. And then it's also, it's easier. Like it's easier once it gets up.
Okay. We will not be having any more podcasts about water skiing.
We'll see.
However, we will give you an update. Thank you so much for joining us. Wish us luck.
Yeah, and thanks for living lucky.
Bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.